Hey guys, this is Dinosaur Drawer and this is part 2 on how to draw the Jurassic Park T-Rex. So, right now we've got the basic shape of the T-Rex, and what we want to do is, well, actually try to refine every line that is actually going to be important for the drawing. So right here I just made the lower jaw a little bit larger because I wanted it to be a little bit bigger actually. And well, okay, let's get some scales into its head. Actually, right over here I want to make these tiny scales. Why? Because they actually look very good. The Jurassic Park T-Rex does also have got these scales over here. That's why I'm creating them. But remember, try to actually give it at the most parts an illusion of scales, not like there are actually really scales everywhere in the drawing. Just try to uh, make some scales everywhere so it will look like uh, yeah, so it will look like you have some scales. Using the illusion is mostly of the time better on a full body drawing like this one, because um, most people look at it and don't even see the small details. So if you want to take the time for it, you can actually create as much detail as you can, but sometimes it's just better not to get too much detail into your drawing. And over here, the Jurassic Park T-Rex actually has got something like very odd looking scale. Just wanted to point that out. So I'm gonna stop doing scales on the head, and we're gonna start paying attention to the actual lines of the skeleton and the muscles. So on mostly every dinosaur they have well, let's just actually create its shoulder to over here real quick. So this is gonna be its shoulder actually, and then we're gonna make the lines of where the muscles go, like this. So this is actually a place um, where there's gonna be a big neck muscle, and over here there's also gonna be a big neck muscle, and over here. And we're gonna do the same thing with its tail. Try to make an actual indication of where you want to place that big muscle. And I'm gonna quickly do this. So I know that I made my T-Rex a little bit wrong, because it is actually it's heavy its heaviest point is actually more at the front than at the back, but let's just pretend that he has a very heavy tail. If you're gonna draw this, you can just put the position of its belly a little bit higher and then make its tail go slightly down, because it will look a lot better. I made a mistake. I'm sorry guys. I keep making mistakes in these videos, but just like the most of you guys who are watching the how to draw videos, I am also still learning to draw some types of things, and I'm still in a learning progress. So let's actually create its teeth in here. And the T-Rex actually has got very large teeth, but I'm not gonna be drawing them too big. Huge nostril. Alright, so let's just create some lines around its eye. Just some basic lines, and then darken them in just a slightly bit, because in the Jurassic Park T-Rex, the place where its eye is actually fairly dark. I think I made its eye a little too big, so I'm just gonna erase it again, because I'm not happy with its eye. Like that, and then make it a slightly bit smaller. Don't make it too small actually. Like that. Alright, and make its ear, and lines around its ear. So alright, and then make the same muscle line you plan on doing. Like that, and make a line of where its rib cage is gonna be. So you can just make a line for its back muscle. Actually, this is gonna be its huge back muscle, and then make a line of this actually belly, like that. And yeah, later on we're gonna pay attention to the muscles in the legs and that kind of stuff, but first you wanna make lines, curved lines that go just like, well actually let's curve them the other way. Sorry guys, let's curve them the other way. Just like this. And what you want to do next is do the same thing, but make these curves in another kind of direction actually. So it will make a kind of a 3D look into it. And do the same over here. Like that. And actually it's getting to look kind of good. And do the same over here, on top of its shoulder. This is gonna be its shoulder, and just make these lines. And once you get in the middle of the T-Rex, you want to change the direction of these lines to go the other way. So just continue on doing these lines. And once you get to the end of the tail, you don't really have to do these lines anymore. I mean, they are not that important anymore. You can also make these lines going like this, so that way you get really 3D look into it. Yeah, I just decided that I wanted to do something like that because I wanted to 3D look into it. But I'm not gonna be using these lines actually in the drawing, because these lines are just to show you guys a way of knowing where the shadow is going to be needed to draw it in. So, alright. And don't worry about this part. Then you want some basic shadows into it, and we're gonna be doing this with just drawing these lines, just giving it a little bit of a darker tone. Don't worry too much about it, and don't go too dark, because if you go too dark you can't go any lighter anymore. Excuse me. And do the same on every part of it. Alright. Then you are just going to be darkening it in just a slightly bit. But remember to leave a strip of light. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just shade it in slightly. Do the same on this muscle, and try to make this a bit darker than the rest of it. Also over here. And over here. Because these are the parts where the least sun will, well, yeah, these will be the least lighted up by the sun. So now you've got your basic shadow. You want to do the same on the top, but a little bit less shadow actually. So yeah, now we've got the places where we want our shadow to be, and now we can just put the shadows that we want in the, well, in those places without having to worry about yeah, where you want to place your shadow. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just try to make the transition from dark to light smoothly. And this actually gives it a 3D effect. And you also want to get the shadow of its leg over here. And a bit of shadow from its shoulder. Alright. And over here we want a bit of shadow. And again, smooth out places with shadow. By the way, I'm sorry for my English today, guys. Alright. Now you just want to make everything just a slightly bit darker, but not too dark. So you can actually make this also a slightly bit darker right now, but again not too dark. can also make the top of your drawing a bit darker. That's okay. Alright, so I'm gonna end this video for about over here, and yeah, I hope you liked it. Leave a like if you did, and if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to my channel. So this is Dinosaur Drawer on how to draw the Jurassic Park T-Rex Part 2, and well, I hope you learned something from it. Well, goodbye.